And yes, you can. Hi friends, I'm Les Mood, your host. Welcome to the Energy Independence Show, where we cover product reviews, interviews, and hot energy news. Solar Power International starts its third week this week. SPI, ESI, North America Smart Energy Week. Stay tuned for a chance to win a ticket. Make sure and follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. CNN informs us scientists create super enzyme that eats plastic bottles 6 times faster. Scientists have created a new super enzyme that can break down plastic up to 6 times faster than their previous enzyme. A team of researchers that previously re-engineered a plastic-eating enzyme named Polaris have now combined it with a second enzyme to speed up the process, according to a press release from the University of Portsmouth. The super enzyme could have major implications for recycling. Polyethylene terephthalate, which is the most common thermoplastic used in single-use drinks, bottles, carpets, and clothing. Researchers have received funding to carry out further experiments, and successful developments could mean existing PET could be recycled instead of using fossil fuels to create new plastic. We're looking at huge energy savings, said John McKeon, lead co-author and director of the Center for Enzyme Innovation at the University of Portsmouth. Energy Voice floats the story exclusive world first floating green hydrogen project coming to Aberdeen. The 2 megawatt prototype, followed up by the scaled up 10 megawatt version, will essentially use wind power to produce hydrogen from seawater. A pump will take up the seawater using the power of the turbine to desalinate it, which is then fed into an electrolyzer, splitting it into hydrogen and oxygen. The oxygen is vented and the green hydrogen will be sent back to the shore by pipeline just south of the new Aberdeen Harbor expansion for use options like buses, ferries, and even potentially a hydrogen train. The initial 2 megawatt prototype will supply about a third of Aberdeen's hydrogen needs when it comes online in 2024, and thereafter the 10 megawatt version in 2027 will be used more widely in applications such as blending hydrogen into the gas network up to a certain percentage, as well as maritime applications and industrial uses. Forbes asks the question, can Rice University's hydrogen leaf technology be a game changer? With all oil markets in turmoil amidst the global pandemic and economic shutdown, competing green fuel sources are getting extra attention. One such promising alternative energy is hydrogen power. Hydrogen fuel cells, the growing commercial application of hydrogen energy, are a battery-like technology that use H2 as an input to create electricity, leaving heat and water as the only waste. Recently, Texas Rice University unveiled a potential breakthrough in hydrogen fuel generation, the artificial leaf. The artificial leaf concept, proven by Rice researchers, is an evolution of the hydrogen generation process, able to produce H2 fuel from sunlight and water. If done right, it has the potential to be far more economical than previous iterations of hydrogen fuel cell technology. As described by June Lau, the lead author of the Rice University study, the design integrates catalytic electrodes and perovskite solar cells that, when triggered by sunlight, produce electricity. The current flows to the catalyst that turn water into hydrogen and oxygen with a sunlight to hydrogen efficiency as high as 6.7%. CNN shares the headline, Green hydrogen is like smartphones pre-2007, Bank of America says. These sectors will benefit. Earlier this month, Goldman Sachs analysts said the addressable green hydrogen market could be worth 10 trillion or 11.7 trillion by 2050, split between Asia, the US, and Europe. Green hydrogen is produced when renewable energy powers the electrolysis of water, breaking it into its components of elements of hydrogen and oxygen. Bank of America analysts echoed these bullish sentiments, predicting hydrogen could generate $2.5 trillion of direct revenue and $11 trillion of indirect infrastructure potential, including production, storage, and equipment by 2050. Hydrogen, the first light test and most abundant element in the universe, could supply our energy needs, fuel our cars, heat our homes, and help to fight climate change, said Ham Israel, the bank's head of global thematic investing research. In Gadget Reports, Polaris and Zero team up to build battery-powered snowmobiles. Polaris and Zero motorcycles have announced a partnership to build a new generation of rugged off-road EVs. The pair signaled or signed a 10-year exclusive deal to build an all-electric off-road vehicle and snowmobile, with the first models available by the end of next year. The hope is to have an electric model for each of Polaris's core product segments by 2025. If you're unfamiliar, Polaris makes a wide variety of craft, from snowmobiles and ATVs to military vehicles and boats. It also owns sub-brands like Indian Motorcycle, Jim, and Axum, as well as Slingshot three-wheeled car. Zero, meanwhile, produces a range of electric bikes, including the SR-F, which we described as an excellent bike for commuters, although its traveling range was a little too short for a weekend ride. Electric breaks the news. Tesla secures massive order of Tesla semi-electric trucks from Walmart. Tesla first started taking reservations with a $5,000 deposit per truck, but it later changed the listed deposit price to $20,000 for a base reservation of the production version and the full $200,000 for the Founders Series truck. It means that Walmart would have placed over $2 million in deposits alone for the electric trucks, and the total order could be worth over $20 million. It makes this order one of the biggest orders to date for the Tesla Semi. John Bayless, Senior Vice President of Logistics and Supply Chain at Walmart Canada, commented on the new order. Tripling our reservation of Tesla semi-trucks is part of our ongoing effort to innovate the business and prioritize sustainability. By converting 20% of our fleet to electric vehicles by the end of 2022 and committing to alternative power for all fleet vehicles by 2028, we are putting safety, innovation, and sustainability at the forefront of our logistics network. Northvolt raises $600 million in equity to invest in capacity expansion, research and development, and giga-scale recycling. The private placement will enable Northvolt to make further investments in three key areas: increasing production capacity of battery cells and systems to support the goal of establishing 150 gigawatt hours of manufacturing output in Europe by 2030. Expanding the Northvolt Labs campus, where the company's R&D activities take place. Northvolt Labs is expected to double in size over the coming years in terms of investment and footprint. Establishing a giga-scale lithium-ion battery recycling facility next to the Northvolt ETT Gigafactory. The facility will become the largest in the world, with the initial capacity of 4 gigawatt hours and the only large-scale facility in Europe capable of recycling lithium, in addition to cobalt, nickel, manganese, and other metals. And that's it for the hot energy news, brought to you by Coben Systems and SPI, ESI, North America Smart Energy Week, and SignWatts. SPI has gone virtual, and Coben Systems is the brains behind the smartest electrical panel in the world. Simply genius. SignWatts puts the power in your hands with the vehicle-to-grid technology for the world, a microgrid on wheels. The revolution is here. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to like, comment, share, and follow, and we will see you soon.